Hey, babe.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm doing good. How you day been?
I'm good. I just had a question.
Yeah.
Can you help me buy some new shoes?
Yeah, babe, I got you. Hard day's work, you know. You know, babe. Got you. Yeah.
Oh, wow, oh, wow, oh, wow. He's so cheap, oh, wow, oh, wow, oh, wow. He's so cheap, oh, wow, oh, wow, oh, wow. He's so cheap, oh, wow, oh, wow, oh, wow. The 22nd of togetherness, and I've paid so many things. I get invited to go and eat, but I know he's too cheap for me. The first of the month comes by, he said he had PayPal bills to pay. And when I look at frown, cause I don't play around, it's only cause I need more affection. Oh, he's so cheap, yeah, too cheap to do what I do, and he can't make a dollar bill. Oh, he's so cheap, yeah, he asked me to pay his phone bill, cause he never had the dough to show. Oh, he's so cheap.
Mom, if he doesn't pay, I will.
Woo! Hey guys, so hopefully this looks good. Hold on, I'm trying to situate this, okay? Hope you enjoyed the little music video skit. So the reason why, the purpose of making this whole thing was because, like, you know, like, I just kind of wanted to bring awareness, you know what I mean, to men who are not acting like men, who are acting like little boys, who act like they don't know what treating a woman is like, what being a man or a head of a household is like, what providing for a woman is like. So in no way, shape, or form I'm gonna go ahead and name any names, but I have dated a few people. I've dated a few people who they have done these exact things, okay? So I'm gonna make it as briefly as possible. So maybe 5 minutes or whatever. So let me just go ahead and get into it. So story number one, I remember that I was somewhat dating someone. I remember I was in bed with my daughter, and I remember that this man called me up. Like, I was somewhat dating him, okay? So don't think that I wasn't dating him at all, but I was dating him. He's like, oh my God, my car's not starting. Like, I need you to come pick me up and take me home. And I was like, okay. So I'm a single mom, right? So I get my daughter ready in the middle of the night, and I drive, you know, about 15 minutes away, and he has me meet him at a gas station. So I get to the gas station, and he's like, hey, you know, do you have $5? And I'm like, I thought you wanted me to take you home. And he's like, I mean, but I just want to know, because my tank's about to run out of gas, if you had $5 so that I can get home. And I'm like, that's not what you said. So he literally goes through my little, you know, the little side where your window is, where you have a little change shit. I can't think of what it's called at the second. But he was like literally picking through there and took out like a $2 in quarters or some shit, you know. And now, mind you, this guy is somebody that I was, you know, somewhat talking to for a while, and he literally was always asking me for money. So at this point, you know, you call me out in the middle of the night, you know, you make it seem like it's just such an emergency. Like, I was like, you know what, I'll go ahead and help him out or whatever. Like, but the thing is that when you help someone so many times, you know, after a year later, 2 years later, depending on what kind of woman you are, I don't mind helping my man. But if it feels like you're using me, then I'm like literally not gonna do it anymore. So I was so tired of it, because this is the man, this guy told me this. He said, I do not want to work at McDonald's because I'm too good for McDonald's. But he had no job. He had no income coming in. He couldn't find a job. So I was kind of like, you kind of have to start where you can start. I was a freaking janitor. I'm a single mom. I was a janitor. I was a janitor and wipe freaking toilets, for Christ's sake. So you can go work at McDonald's until you figure out something else to move forward. Like sometimes you have to start in positions that you don't want to necessarily be in to move forward with life. Everybody does. No one just starts, in a millionaire standpoint. We all start from the bottom and we have to push ourselves up. Or most people. So anyways, so that was the one story. Pull a change out. Was like, oh, I couldn't get a ride home. Ended up driving himself home because I was like, I don't got money for you. I was tired of giving this man money. I was like, giving him more money. I'm sorry. So then there's another situation where I dated someone, I liked him a lot. And he had no money, no job, no nothing. And I liked him so much. I was like, you know what? You can move in with me. I was a single mom, mind you, in my own apartment. I was like, you can live with me or whatever. And I'll I was like, I'll help you as much as I can. And I did. I helped him, But it was like to the point where he's like, oh, I never have money to help you. Mind you, he was in the military. He had like some type of check coming in. He was like, I can never help you because I have PayPal bills to pay. And I'm kind of like, I'm a single mom and struggling. I swear to God, that was like the most draining relationship. One of the most draining relationships I was in because it was like, I wanted to love him beyond just money and looks and whatever. Like I wanted to give him unconditional love, which I did. But then at a certain point, it became draining for me every day to have to overdraft my account, to figure out what I'm cooking every night, to feed him, me, and my child. It was exhausting. So that's one situation. And he did not work. He had military benefits coming in, but he did not help me with anything at all. Nothing. No bill. I never got help in that relationship. And so I didn't leave him because of the lack of help that I got in the relationship, but I left him because he wasn't a good person as well. You can't just freeload off someone and treat someone like shit. It's not your fucking house to freaking punch holes in my wall and treat me like shit. I'm just saying. So I left him long gone because I wasn't even getting the attention that I wanted or the fulfillment that I needed from the relationship. I was just giving. There's nothing coming back. And I was like, you know what? I'm young, but I know that I love myself. And I know that I'm not going to let someone, just use me like that, So that's the second situation. So end of story. The third situation is I dealt with somebody who was like, oh, let me be on your phone plan. I'll pay my bill. I'm like, okay, cool. To give them out the bill. The bill never got paid. 7 months later, I'm like, you know what? I'm cutting the phone off. Because you know what? I was a good woman. And he was so mean to me. And I don't even think he even knows, how mean he was to me. He was so mean to me. It was like I was giving him everything, you know what I mean? Because I was a wife at one point. So I was making him feel like my husband because, he was so much older than me. So I was kind of like, I can give him, love and attention and affection and make him feel so empowered and so wonderful and help. We could be a power couple. I thought we could be a power couple. And this man just used me. So he's like, I'm doing your phone plan. And I felt like he was really just with me to be on my phone plan. Because he was on my phone plan. Then he just stopped acting like he cared. Stopped trying. And me, I don't play that. So I eventually cut the phone off. I went somewhere else. So that situation happened. I'm like, what the heck's wrong with these men, And there's a third situation. I remember that I was dating someone who's a little younger than me. But I was so embarrassed because he invited me to go to a comedy stand-up, whatever, at some type of, little lounge or whatever. And I remember that it was $15 to get in or something like that. So we're getting we're in a line and he pulls out $100 bill and he's like, here you go. Here's $100, she gives him change back because it's for me and him. It's like, don't worry about it, I got it. All right, I'm like, cool, I was planning on paying for myself, but he paid for it. He said he got it. So I was like, cool. He paid $100 bill, got changed back. So before I sat down at the seat, right, I'm about to sit down at the comedy place. I'm sitting down, he's like, oh, are you going to pay me that money back? Are you going to cash at me or what? And I'm like, hold up. You can't pay $10 fucking dollars for me? I'm pretty sure that I've paid for you. I'm just saying, because I feel like as a woman, it's okay to pay for your man. It's okay to help build your man. No one's going to be perfect all the time. Sometimes people are going to hit rock bottom and it's okay to bring them back up, but not like that. So before I even sat down, he said out loud in front of the Comedy Central place, it's like, oh, you gonna pay me the $15 back? And I'm like, okay. You know, like, I'm kind of like, because everybody's watching me, and he's like saying this, making me feel embarrassed. Like, damn, like I'm with somebody who can't even, doesn't even make me feel good enough to pay for me and be a fucking man, right? And so then, rewind, like fast forward, sorry. A couple minutes later, he comes up to me, and he's like, because he goes to the bar and gets a drink, and he's like, did you want a drink? And I'm like, why? So I can fucking cash app you that money back too? That was the last fucking date I went on. And the thing is that I'm not saying that a man has to be rich, has to be perfect, has to have all this P's and Q's. But the thing that makes a stable relationship is if y'all both can come to some type of agreement to where there can be some type of equal give and take. And every single relationship I was in, it's like I gave everything. Me, my finances, my home, my life, my everything, my privacy, like just anything. And all I got in return is you fucking using me for a freaking dollar bill. Like, it was worse than what the skit was. You know, the skit was like, hey babe, can I borrow some money to get some shoes? And hands me a dollar bill. It was worse than that. They wouldn't even give me a dollar bill. I couldn't even get 4 quarters from them. Like, I couldn't even ask for anything from them. You know what I mean? Do not ask me for money. I swear to God. Like, I would cuss a man out at this point if a man asked me for money at this point, because I have given so much to ask you for no more money. I am not your ATM or your bank. Get your fucking life together as a man. Get it together. You don't have to be rich. You know, there's some good women out there that will go halfway with you. But I don't think that a woman should go all the way with you. Especially if there's no type of agreement like that and she has a kid and she's struggling on her own. You should not take from that woman. I'm just saying. So, of course, you know, I feel like, of course, in that situation, I might have been a little stupid or whatnot. But I'm done. I'm done with the, you know, like, I'm giving everything that I can possibly give in a relationship and get nothing back. Those stories are my life. Those are real life people. I don't want to give any names, but those are real life people that have sucked me dry. And I remember that sometimes I had no fucking money. I was overdrafting my accounts to help a broke ass nigga who was never gonna do anything to benefit himself. Every single man that I mentioned are still broke in the same situation, not moving forward with life. Well, actually, one of them is the one that took me to the theater. That guy, I think he actually did get an apartment at one point. That's all I know. I don't deal with exes like that. So, women, don't let anyone take you for granted like that. Please, like, unless y'all have some type of agreement. And men, get yourself together. Please, like, it's not rocket science. You know what I mean? You can be anything you want to be, and you can provide, or you can help build a foundation. But don't let a woman, especially a woman with kids, do it by herself. That's lazy. Like, what kind of man are you? You're not a man. You're a fucking baby. Does she want a child to have another child? I feel like I was raising this man. But hopefully now they understand that they have to be a man. They have to grow up. So, to all the men who are broke, get a job. It's okay. It's okay to be down for a little while. But get back up. Get back up and try to be the man that we all know you can be. Because you can be a great man. Don't be lazy. Don't let a woman take your job from you. Your job is to provide. Read the Bible. Read every single Bible if you want. If you want clarification of how powerful a man can be. And I'm not saying a woman is weak, because a woman is very strong. Because I got this whole fucking place in myself. Like, are you kidding me? I got everything I want. I'm living my fucking dream. But I don't want a man that's going to use me for what I have. I want a man that's going to be there for me and help me move forward. So right now I'm in a very amazing relationship with someone who's not using me, who helps me, and I give him in return what I can, and he gives me in return what he can, and we're building. We're not taking advantage of each other or using each other. Remember that women like that are amazing gifts, and not every woman's like that. So y'all have an amazing day, and I hope that this message gets to somebody, because okay, I'm not talking to myself. Like, you guys are so great and so amazing. You can do such amazing things. Just put your mind to it. You're not a weak person. You can do anything. Sometimes you have to start to the bottom to get where you need to be. But that's okay. We all have to. No one is just goddess and could just be right there. Anyways, so I hope that y'all enjoyed the video. Y'all have an amazing life, an amazing day, and leave some comments. Like, share, subscribe, leave comments, and leave feedback. Leave feedback so I know what kind of content you want to hear. Y'all have a good day.